All right, good morning, Schmeda, and welcome back to True Crime Loser. Kind of a special episode today. We are not talking about any murderers or pedophiles. Sorry, and you're welcome. Today, after, a month or two, I would like to officially announce the availability of the True Crime Loser Stoic Lizard coffee mug. I've teased it a little bit. I've showed it, but look at it, people. Good morning. So today I'm going to tell the story behind these mugs and how to get them and kind of the challenges of building a website where you can sell merchandise all over the world. I figured it would be easy, and turns out it was a total nightmare to get it all figured out, but I think we did it. And then I'm going to go over some frequently asked questions to the channel. I've never done that. And just kind of hang out, take a break from true crime for the day. So I hope you're doing well. And yeah, so these mugs, right? The first merch that I wanted to do was coffee mugs, because it's kind of a morning show. At least I do it in the morning, and I put it out for people to, to drive to work or to listen to while they drink their coffee. And I do like that it becomes a morning show for the people that get it in the morning, but people in the UK and Australia, it becomes a before bed show, which is really cool. But coffee mugs made sense to me. Also, it's a little bit less stress than t-shirts and stuff, because you don't have to pick sizes or anything like that. So I thought it was a good place to start as far as merchandise. I really like merchandise. I've always loved like getting band t-shirts or stuff from things that I like. And so coffee mugs were first. And the first idea was to just do the lizard. Calling Chris Watts the Stoic Lizard was sort of the first inside joke to really take off on this channel. And the inside jokes have just been so fun. And that was kind of the first one. So I figured for the first piece of merchandise, I wanted to incorporate that. So the first idea was to just have a lizard of some sort. And then under it, it's a True Crime Loser. And even before I go into that story, though, the two ways that you can sell, which I had learned after I made these mugs, the two ways that you could sell merch are use a drop shipping company, which is where you just create like whatever logo you want on a computer file, and then you email it, just the file, to a drop shipper, and then they put it on whatever you want, mugs, fanny packs, t-shirts. But all you're doing is creating the picture that you want on stuff, and then you send it to them, and then they do it all. And then when someone orders it, so then say if someone orders a t-shirt on your website, then they print the logo that you sent them on the website and then send it to the person that bought it. So you never own the merch, you never have the merch. All you do is work with a graphic designer and send the computer file over. Well, that's how 99% of people that have YouTube channels or podcasts, that's how they do it, because it's just way easier. But I didn't know that. And so for these, I actually just made them and have them and are going to ship them out myself, which is kind of fun in a way, and also probably not worth it in a way. But anyway, so the idea is to have a lizard and to have True Crime Loser. And so my girlfriend's mom is a really good artist, and my girlfriend has written a few children's books, and her mom does the illustrations. And so I've seen the illustrations in the book, and they're really good. And so her name's Tamara. So I asked Tamara if she would paint a lizard for me for these mugs, and kind of explained to her, like, I wanted, the whole stoic lizard thing, and we wanted, just kind of explained how I wanted it to look, and she painted 6 of them, some in color, some with spots, some with, and I really liked 2 of them. And then we sent like a green one with spots and then this all black one. We mailed the original paintings to my dad in Grand Junction. And then my dad has a buddy that works for a promotional material company where, like, if you're starting a business and you want to make a bunch of promotional material, they'll help you out. And so we sent the originals to my dad. He drove in Grand Junction, Colorado. He drove the paintings to this promotional company, and then they watched the channel, watched a bunch of videos, and noticed the stoic lizard. So they were saying, how about we add the stoic lizard right there? Because I was just going to have a lizard and then True Crime Loser under it. But they were like, let's put, like the stoic lizard. We noticed that people are referencing that. And so I was like, yeah, great. Let's put that in too. And then they also, on the computer, were able to like put the True Crime Loser text where it's like into the tail, where the tail stops, and then the text, like they kind of, using computers, made it look more like a logo, which I thought was really cool. And then they printed them all there, so I didn't have I got 288 of them made, and sending 288 coffee mugs is really expensive. So part of doing it in Grand Junction, where I grew up, was pumping a little money into my hometown, helping out businesses there, and then also just not having to ship 300 coffee mugs all over the country and pay for shipping. And so they printed them all up there, and then my dad went and picked them up and drove them to my parents' house. So most of them are sitting at my parents' house because it's really expensive to ship them here, and also New York City apartments are tiny. And 300 coffee mugs would take up needed space. So currently, most of them are at my parents' house in Grand Junction, and my dad, who is the chairman of the boards, he's been helping me a lot with the whole merchandise and website thing. So my dad is nice enough, he's going to ship these out. So if you buy one of these, you're going to get, it's going to come from Grand Junction, Colorado, from my dad, the True Crime Loser chairman of the boards. Okay, so let's see. Sent the original. Let's see. Okay, so then we get these made. And I really like them. Oh, yeah, the last thing is my girlfriend really thought that I should do white mugs. This is considered almond. And I really have always avoided white coffee mugs. I don't know why. I've always just liked the almond. I think that coffee is brown, and so it just goes better with almond. If it gets around the top, it looks less, I don't know, it looks more appetizing if it's on almond. So I was like, I want to do almond. And even the people at the production or the promotional company who's actually printing them was like, on black, since the logo's black, you should probably do almond, or you should probably do white. And that was the one thing that I kind of just stood my ground and was like, I really want almond. And I think they came out awesome. And so that's why they're almond. Okay, so then once they exist and I'm sitting on all these mugs, then it becomes, okay, now we have to build a website that can sell and do taxes and shipping and handling for all over the world. Which again, I thought was going to be kind of easy, and it was a total nightmare. And so what you do is you pay to use like one of the shopping services. So it's like Shopify and Volution. There's all these. So you pay money to be able to use their services. And then I would talk to them like twice a week for 30 minutes, and they would help you build like the website. And it was funny because I think a lot of people use the website to sell baskets that they make, or just like crafts or something. So they're like, yeah, we'll like figure out, or we'll like show you how to do a border around the website, and we'll show you how to like promote it and get people there. And I was sitting there being like, I don't need a border on this is for a YouTube channel called True Crime Loser. I just need a button where they can buy a coffee mug. That's all I need. I don't need a border. They were like, they're like, we'll help you film a 1-minute video to explain who you are. And I was sitting there thinking, I post a 20-minute video almost every day. I don't know if another 1-minute video on the site being like, hey, Shmeda, is going to do much. And so it took forever to figure out how to do shipping and taxes all over the world. And this is this is the strategy we went with. So the mugs are $11, and everywhere I think except the United States is going to pay more than that in shipping. And if you're in the UK and Australia, I think it's double that for shipping. And like I said, they're all shipping out of Grand Junction, Colorado. And so it was a struggle to figure out how to do shipping, because we can do shipping not included, and it's just $11, and then shipping is not included. But there's not really a program or a website that, say if someone's in the UK, when they're on the website, to click, purchase, put in your information, and click where they are in the UK, and it automatically does shipping. And so what we're doing is the shipping is included in the price, but you pick your country. So we have on truecrimeloser.com, there is options to buy 1 mug or 2 mug, and then we figured out shipping to the United States, Canada, and UK and Australia. And UK and Australia is the same shipping. And so if you want one of these mugs, you'll click, and there'll be a link in the description. There'll be a link to truecrimeloser.com, and then when you go there, there'll be an option. And what you want to do is, because for some reason shipping 2 mugs and shipping 1 mug is essentially the same, so we're offering a little bit of a deal on 2 mugs, since you got to pay for shipping anyway. And so the price on the website is shipping included. That's why the prices seem to be high, especially if it's not in America. And so if you want one, you'll pick whether you want 1 mug or 2 mug, and then your country regarding shipping. So on the website, the first 2 choices are 1 mug, the United States shipping, 2 mug, the United States shipping. And then below that is 1 mug with Canadian shipping, 2 mugs with Canadian shipping. And then below that is 1 mug for the UK and Australia shipping, and then 2 mugs for the UK and Australia shipping. So wherever you are, make sure you click that shipping, and then whether you want the 1 or the 2 mugs. And we figured that was the best way to handle the shipping, and just to do shipping included. And if your country is not the United States, Canada, UK, or Australia, we figured that was most of them were going to come out of there. If that's not where you are, then email truecrimeloser. Oh, what is that? Let me get it right. And this will also be in the description. truecrimeloserstore@gmail.com, asking for shipping information. And my dad will go down to the post office in Grand Junction and bring a mug in a box or 2 mugs in a box, depending on what you want. I guess it doesn't matter because they're the same. So he'll bring a mug in a box down to the post office in Grand Junction and say, how much is it to Mexico or Spain or wherever you are, and we'll get the shipping and then email you back, and we can do it that way. And so I don't know if doing drop shipping would have been better to save shipping and handling prices. I don't really know if where they're located or where they ship them, but that's going to get, I think that's going to, unfortunately, the shipping, which there's just no way to get around, is going to price out a lot of people, but I hope it doesn't. And, oh, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. No way to get around the, oh yeah, so $11 is probably the cheapest that mugs are sold, but the reason I made them that cheap is to try to keep it affordable with the shipping. And yeah, I hope that people that want one are able to get one, and it's not too much, but there they are. They work great. All my friends and family are using them. It's pretty funny. Everyone's got their True Crime Loser mugs. And I think the reason I like coffee mugs is because unless you drop it and it breaks, obviously, they last for a really long time. Like, I was at a cabin and I was using one, and you could tell it was old, and it was like Wagner Heating. And I was like, some guy named Wagner probably started Wagner Heating, you know, could have been 40 years ago, a generation ago, and now I'm sitting here using the coffee mug, and it just, I like the thought of after we're all gone, after we're all dead, these will be in our kids' houses and in thrift stores, and someone will be like, what is True Crime Loser? That's just funny to me that they'll keep going in a way that like a t-shirt probably won't. And also, another thing is I had to get a P.O. box in order to start selling these because I didn't want my little parents to have to blast out their home address. So I did have to get a P.O. box. I got one in Grand Junction because it was half the price to getting one here in New York. And so I do have a P.O. box. I'll put that in the description if you want to send me something. Do it up. It can't be that big. I don't know how big the P.O. box is, but it's not huge. But if you want to send me something, maybe I can do an episode of like mail that people have sent or cool stuff. That might be cool. So the P.O. box will be down there. All right, so now I'm just going to, that kind of took a while, but I'm just going to answer some frequently asked questions on the channel, which I've never done before. So first, probably the #1 question that I get on this channel, and usually it's from new people, like they'll find the channel and then watch a couple videos, and then I'll get a question of like, you should, or do you ever edit pictures in to the videos, or you should edit in stuff that what you're talking about? And the question is no, I don't, and I'm not going to. This whole channel has been one take, no edits. Except for the impressions, the True Crime Impressions video. I edited that one, and it was like a 4-minute video, and it took 9 hours, and I almost threw my computer out the window multiple times. And my computer, I don't really know how to edit, and my computer is too old to edit. When I try to even if I put like a normal length of a True Crime Loser episode into iMovie to try to edit it, my computer just shuts down and works insanely slow, and the video flickers for some reason in iMovie. I'm sure there's ways to fix it, but essentially this channel's old school, people. I sit down, I hit play, I record my face for as long as I can make it interesting, and then I hit stop and I put it on YouTube. And I usually regret a few things I said for the rest of my life. You know, if I if I knew I would edit or I could have a second chance, it wouldn't be as exciting for me. I only play for real. One take, baby. People ask what I'm listening to in these headphones. I actually use these headphones because this right here is a little microphone. And I think it actually sounds pretty good for just using Apple headphones for my microphone. A lot of YouTube channels have these big microphones and a giant soundboard, and for the first 23 minutes of the video, they're asking if the sound is okay, and check, and it's echoey and it's tinny, and they're like adjusting the levels on a giant soundboard. I think that this audio sounds pretty good for just Apple headphones, and I don't have to adjust levels or anything. I plug it in and go quick and fast. This channel's about just getting it up, getting it to the people. I had wanted to, people have asked how the channel started, and I had wanted to start a channel for a long time that did commentary on something, and I wanted to do long videos, 3 or 4 a week of these long videos. And it's funny because there's people that look at YouTube videos anything longer than like 2 minutes, and they can't even imagine watching it. There's like 2 types of people that watch YouTube videos that are like a minute or 2 long, and even one that's like 10 minutes is like, what, 10 minutes? Who would watch a YouTube video for 10 minutes? I got things to do. And then there's people like us, which it's like 10 minutes. I don't want to find another thing to listen to in 10 minutes. I got a long drive ahead of me, or I'm sitting in this cubicle, or I'm sitting in my house all morning. I want something to... And so this channel is for those people, the people that are working a job where you got to be there doing something, but you want something to listen to all day, or for the people that are, driving, or for the people that are home taking care of their kids, sitting there, listening to something while they clean, or, I've had jobs, so many jobs where I have to be there doing something and it's physical, but I can be listening to something all day. And that was kind of how the idea for the channel came out, is just a long true crime morning radio show on YouTube was the idea. And it's like sports radio. People get in their car, they want to listen to sports radio. If they're sports fans, they want to get in their car on the way to work, they want to listen to sports, they want to listen to what's going on recently, or something exciting that happened, and then they want to be able to turn it off whenever they get to work and not really miss anything. And that's kind of what I wanted for true crime, like true crime radio, where you could, there's essentially endless amount, and which I figured that there would be endless amount, but people watch it all. every episode. Like I figured that if I did around 20 minutes 3 times a week, after a year, there would be so many episodes of the show that the channel would really start to like snowball and gain ground. And maybe within like a week or 2, people were following it on a daily basis, and it really morphed into, I guess at first it was like, do a 20-minute video and try to pick something that will go viral within the true crime community and to get people there. And then very soon, people were following it as a morning show, and then I started treating it much more like a morning radio show. And so the Schmida fam has been just as important of what the show has turned into as anything else, because I just hit play and try to go, and then through the comments and through just doing it every day and kind of this relationship that we all have, the show has become what it is. So I really appreciate it. And the participation is so fun. All right. I think the last thing is there's a lot of people that are like, what is Schmida? What's Schmida fam? And usually I wouldn't want to explain an inside joke. I would just want to keep it, go find it in the episodes. But that's not very Schmida fam to let people wonder. And so at the end of this video, if someone stuck around to the end, I'll tell you what it means. Okay, so in the Stephanie Lazarus chunk that I did, Stephanie doesn't have much to say in her interrogation because she's as guilty. She's so guilty, she's under a rock, as Dustin would say. And she has to answer all these questions because she's a cop, and she feels like the way she could act innocent is by playing along. But she just clings to a few answers to every question, and one of those answers is she'll be like, I went to UCLA. They'll be like, did you know this guy that you killed? They'll answer a very easy question, and her face will just start going a million miles an hour, and she'll be like, well, I went to UCLA, and I do have a friend named Schmida. And what she actually said was, I have a friend named Smida. But what I heard was Schmida. So it just turned into Schmida. And what's so funny is, so over and over again, she's like, I had these two friends named Diane, and let's see, I had a friend named Smida, and I went to UCLA. I'll check my pictures. Smida and I did lived in the dorms. And it just became this hilarious thing to say, like, I do have a friend named Schmida. But I heard Schmida, and it just morphed into Schmida, which I think is even funnier. And people, not mad, but people kind of irked, are like, it's not Schmida, it's Smida. I have a friend named Smida, and we shouldn't butcher Schmida's name. And it's funny is because it morphed into Schmida, and then, which has caused people that have a friend named Smida to comment, hey, I have a friend named Smida, which is the joke, just saying that you have a friend named Schmida. So anyway, it just became the Schmida fam. And things that we've learned about Schmida, not Smida, the actual true crime Schmida, is that she does have top secret clearance. Coincidentally enough, we did figure out that Schmida is the one that made the call that got Jussie Smollett's charges dropped. She's very highly connected, and she was able to make a call. And also, Schmida has an extensive photograph collection that she references. And that is the Schmida joke. And so if you want to really get how it morphed or anything, go check out the Stephanie Lazarus coverage. Anyway, people, that got long, but the goal for today was, if you want a True Crime Loser coffee mug, the first piece of merch for this show, and possibly the last one where we actually make it ourselves and ship it ourselves, because drop shipping is just so much easier. And so this could possibly be, oh yeah, also, you get a sticker with it. Look at these. You get a sticker. I got a bunch of these. Check this out. I already peeled this one off. Oh, shoot. Check this out. Yeah. All right. So if you wanted one of these, there's a link in the description. It's truecrimeloser.com. And then again, just pick whether you want one mug or two mugs, and then the country we're shipping it to. If you have any questions, truecrimeloserstore@gmail.com. That's also on the website. If your country's not listed, email that, the truecrimeloserstore at gmail.com, and ask for shipping information, and my dad will go figure it out for us. He's the man. Shout out to Papa Loser. I'm going to cut it off there. Good talking to you guys. Don't worry. We will start another murder case soon. Why, stabbing why. Have a good day. Goodbye.